The environment and sustainability are ideas that we've become used to in the modern world, but where did they come from? Well, I've come to my allotment to meet an impressionist who thinks we could all imitate the ideas of E.F. Schumacher. Alistair, welcome to my little patch of soil. Have a fork, we're going to dig up some beetroot. What attracts you about what Schumacher was saying? Why does he make a connection to you?
Well, I first became an environmentalist, if you like, some 25 years ago. And I'd read an article about recycling and how we were throwing away all our natural resources. And it was alarming to think that 15 years before that, Schumacher in Small is Beautiful had been saying the same thing, that we were living an unsustainable way of life. People thought that he was ahead of his time then, but actually we're still catching up with his theories now.
You should be digging.
I should be digging. Beetroot.
Beetroot.
I don't really like beetroot very much, I have to say.
I'm not that keen.
Really? You chose to grow it.
So I suppose the essential point is, what is sustainability? What is Schumacher talking about?
Well, let's face it, he wrote a 280-page treatise 40 years ago, and people are still trying to come to terms with that, so it's not easy to describe. But really, for me, it's living within your means. You know, we all try and do that financially, and Schumacher refers to the resources, natural resources, as being nature's capital, and that they are finite. So we have to manage them. We have to make sure we don't run out of them, and that's what is happening. We are living in this country. We are consuming enough that we would need 3 planets to sustain us if the whole world lived like us. So we have to manage these resources. We have to live sustainably within our means.
Let's go and get some lunch after all that digging.
Does it have to be beetroot?
It doesn't have to be beetroot. Veggies aside, our in-house expert, Dr. Elizabeth Fraser, is in no doubt how important E.F. Schumacher was.
Small is Beautiful is undoubtedly one of the most influential and most important political books of the 20th century. And his work speaks to people who are interested in environmentalism, anything that we might call green politics, international justice. He just is the father of so many political movements that are really important for our time.
Fritz Schumacher, a German émigré who came to the UK before the Second World War, became an internationally influential economic thinker, statistician and economist, serving as chief economic advisor to the Coal Board in the 50s for 20 years. But bits of his thinking made some uncomfortable.
He blended elements of Catholic social teaching and ideas of the great chain of being and Gandhian Cardian economics and Buddhism into his moral view about how human lives should be led.
OK, so it's not beetroot, we've got cake. But isn't there a problem for the environmental movement that it sometimes comes across as a bit of a religion, that if you don't believe, then you're a bad person?
Possibly, yeah, because people who are interested in the environment show a lot of emotion. You know, we're very sensitive to the way the world is being ruined, really, the way animals are suffering, and that doesn't play well with politics, with business. Emotion is seen as a sign of weakness and picked on. But this whole thing was summed up for me recently. I was in a hotel in Newcastle, and at breakfast there were 24 plasma screens around this breakfast room, all showing different channels. Nobody was watching any of them. I thought that sums up our wastefulness, that sums up our lack of sustainability right there.
You need something to work that off. Eat it up, I've got a plan.
OK.
Excellent. Fritz Schumacher would be very proud of us.
Yeah. Michael Schumacher might not be quite so impressed.
Point
taken.
I suppose the essential question is, are we paying any attention to Schumacher today?
Well, inadvertently, I think we are, yes. A huge number of businesses, you know, have put sustainability at the core of their business model. They know that it makes sense ethically for the future of the planet and frequently saves them or makes them money. But I do think an awful lot of politicians, the likes of William Hague and even our own, you know, Boris Johnson, our mayor, MZ, and your boss, Andrew Neil, on your programme, Judge. You're laughing, but it's true. Still think that business is about making money at all costs. And it can't do that, I think, if there is a huge cost to the environment. Sustainability has to be part of that business model. We're running out of resources. Schumacher knew what he's talking about. His books are as relevant today as they were in 1973.
There's a library around the corner. Let's go and find his works.